brothers and sisters. I hope all is well with you. I hope you had a good Wednesday. I know I did. I had a great Wednesday. Just got back from worship. It was a really good service. It was really good. Mary wasn't able to lead worship tonight, which is a shame. But she's working on her house, and she wants to get that done before her son comes back from college. So I mean, it's a pretty good reason, you know. But so we had kind of like a really quiet, like meditative. Is that a word? Meditative, more of a silent service. It was nice. It was nice to just kind of reflect, you know, on the day and yesterday, and it just gives your mind time to just kind of just let those things go, you know, and start clean. Um, Worship does that anyways, but you know, it just really puts that in the forefront, you know. And you can see I shaved. I'm all shaved now. The beard's gone. It got to be too much since whenever December 1st hits, I'm done. I'm out, you know. But last night was really fun. I went to see Joe Pug for the third time in a couple years. He came back 2 times this year. Once was in April. I went with Mariah. That was an awesome time. And then the other time was yesterday. And I went with my dad, and he had a great time. It was super fun. Joe's always great, and I got to see his dad again, which is cool. He's a great guy. And I have all Joe's music, so he doesn't have a new record out. I think he's in the works. I'm not sure, but I actually bought the Openers record. She was amazing, just amazing. Beautiful voice, gosh, beautiful voice. She's from Melbourne, Australia, so she's come a long way. So it's cool. She's very like how do I say this? Americana, is that, you know, that type of vibe, kind of folk Americana. Awesome though, very laid back, very just she said her acoustic and bass, and that was it, you know. I'm like, wow, what can we do with this? And it worked, man. It worked, and just a fun night, just a really fun night. It's good to see him again. And as I was witnessing him, you know me, I like to observe. I like to take a glimpse into life and just kind of sit in the passenger seat for a sec and just take it in. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Concerts, gosh, and music in general. Just the vibe it had in the room. Oh my God, you could feel it. It was great. It was good, and you could see like people putting their hand around their girl and stuff, and it just brings people together, man. And it doesn't even need to do anything special. It's just music is absolutely amazing. It's the one thing in this world that can bring 2 completely different people together. And that's crazy to think about. You could be a diehard Republican, and I could be like an activist, kind of left wing. And if we like the same artist, boom, we can be in the same room together. Because it doesn't matter, you know, when you're in that situation, it doesn't matter. You're there for the artist. You know, you're not there to push against anybody, you know. Everybody's here for a reason, you know. Everybody's here to see the artist. And it was great. And we was thinking, like, man, these people could be completely diverse in here. No one would know, you know, no one would know. But it was fantastic to see that. Concerts for me are very powerful. I take a lot from it. That's why I usually take the day off. If I work in the morning, the next day I take the day off, because it's just a lot of reflection. A lot of reflection comes to mind, and I don't want to really start my day at work with stress. I don't want to start it that way after a really good concert and a lot of things happened. I'd rather just kind of sleep in, wake up naturally, and just kind of reflect on what happened last night, what I experienced, what he played, what the artist did, and it's a very good reflection period for me. It's just very powerful to me. But Christmas is coming up. Gosh, it's a few weeks here coming up. Church is busy, man. Church is busy. We're getting like the kids have like a concert, or it's like a, I don't know, how do you call it? It's not a concert. It's like oh what? It's a recital, I guess, maybe. But all of our kids have like this concert every year. It's a Christmas concert, and they set up these props, you know, and tell a story of Jesus. They play, you know, it's cool. But our director who's in charge of it is very nervous. She is never at a point where she's like, boom, this is good, you know, we got everything under control. It's never like that. So me and her are a complete 180, you know. She's like, oh no, well this could go wrong, we can't have that happen. I'm like, whoa, slow down, you know, we'll figure it out. We got like a week, man, you know. Where's the rush, you know? Gosh, it's sometimes I don't know, I don't rush, you know. There's no need to rush, you know. We have plenty of time to figure these things out. It's fine, I come in tomorrow, you know, it's no big deal, we'll get it figured out. There's always an alternative, you know, there's always another way to do it, and I guess she just has to figure that out. She may or may not, that's just who she is though. But I find it funny because she's always nervous all the time. I'm like, man, that must be tough, you know. But I'm awake, you know, with my meditation and my perception of life. I'm awake, you know. I take life differently than everybody else. Well, she probably takes it different than I do, you know. That's what makes it so special, you know. Makes everybody so special. But as I was thinking about all the stuff that we're doing, you know, the props, the sound, you know, the all that, you know, I just think we rely too much on it, you know. We rely too much on the technology. I mean, it's great, believe me, I love our board. It can do amazing things, you know. It makes life so much easier for me. It makes it really easy for the band. We got a nice like new mixer for our like computer side for the slides. That's great, you know. But I just don't think we should rely on it that much. I mean, I'm all out for just shut the whole thing down, shut the soundboard off, no slides, you know, no music can be completely unplugged. You can come to the center of the sanctuary around everybody and play music. You can have acoustic bass, you know, don't need to be plugged in, acoustic guitar, you can sing, you don't need a mic. Drums, you can have bongos, whatever you need, you know, you can still worship. And it makes more of an impact, you know, it makes more of an impact. And it's coming into the season, we rely a lot on it. And I don't think we should. We shouldn't think that way. We think it's all the stuff that revolves around this idea, but it's the idea itself that's important. Nothing around it means anything. You know, we think that what circles this idea is like it needs it. It needs this to survive, but it doesn't. You know, it doesn't need it to survive. We just been on this technology-driven path for so long that we think there's no other way. You know, it can't be. No sound. What are we gonna do? You know, it's just you play an unplugged service. You go into the congregation. You get personal. You make more of an impact. You know. And with with the kids program and our director being all nervous and the kid, you know, I just think it doesn't matter, you know. We don't need props. We don't need microphones. We don't need like we don't need any of that. You know why the parents are there? For the kids. For the kids. They don't care what's going on. They could care. They could be up there in like no shirt. You know, it doesn't matter. As long as they're there, you know, they don't need all the flair. You know, that's just extra. We could go without that. You know, and they would cherish that moment forever because the kids are the focus. The equipment around the kids is not the focus. We should not focus on technology. The kids will present that to us, you know. And if you strip everything back and just focus on that idea itself, your mind is allowed to dream. It's allowed to make its own decision, Because if we have like the story of Jesus, you know, we have the stable and yeah, everybody knows it. But like if you didn't have that and they still presented it to you, like sung it and talked like a skit through it, your mind pictures it differently, and every person in that room will picture it differently. So you aren't chained down. You aren't chained down to one idea. This is it. They were at this spot in this point. You know, it allows your mind to just make your own view of it, you know, because everybody views their perspectives differently. And I just feel it'd be great because we let the image of this whole thing up to you. You decide what you want it to be, you know, and I love that. I think we should do that. We don't need all this fancy stuff, you know. God, growing up in the 90s, sure, we had like computers and stuff, but I didn't have a cell phone for a long time, you know, and that was fine, you know. I had my iPod, that was cool. I had my music, you know, but it's just, God doesn't care about how much flair you have, you know. It doesn't, like, he doesn't care if we have the best board or the best slide presentation or the best pastor in the whole Twin City. He doesn't care, you know, he doesn't care. It's all material. It can change at a moment's notice. You know, he doesn't care. He cares the message that is brought forth. How it gets there isn't important, as long as it gets there, you know? And it's just, and then it leaves it up to our interpretation. You know, we mold that into our own view. And that's what makes each of us special, you know, because we all perceive this differently if we're allowed to. If we're allowed to take the chains off, you know, if we're allowed to just sit back and say, okay, what's going on? I can see this. Yeah, I understand. You know, and the guy next to you probably is thinking a completely 180 of you. And I just think that's amazing. You know, our minds are allowed to be free in this space, you know. It's like, for instance, let's take concerts as an instance. You have the Turf Club, small club, can hold a lot of people. And then you have like a thing like the XL Energy Center, which holds thousands, and it's huge, and the sound is huge, you know. You know, but that's not everything, man. I'd rather not have that, you know. I mean, it's cool, you know, to see the band. That's mainstream. That's usually what it is. They go to the big stadiums, you know. That's the thing now. Because everybody's well known and they have all these fans, and it's cool, you know. You go there, it's the sound's great, you know. There's all the people in the room that think the same thing, but you could be up in the nosebleeds. You'll never talk to them. You know, you can hear it, sure, that's great, you know. You can kind of see it, I guess, you know, but you just don't get that at that type of event. You know, you'll never talk to them after they're done. There's too many people, you know, thousands of people want to talk to them. You'll never get in there. You know, you don't get the same impact. I mean, sure, the sound's great and you were in the room, you know, for sure, but you don't get the same impact as you would as a small club, you know. And now we go to like a place like the Turf Club, you know, small, maybe holds like 500 people in there, maybe. It's a very calm atmosphere. Not a lot of people pushing for autographs, you know, nothing like that. Very, very laid back, you know. And Joe was up there, and like he came down, people were talking to him and saying, "Oh, I love your music." No one's pushing anybody, you know. No one's like forcing people out of the way to be first to see him, you know, because we always waited our turn, you know. When we talked to him, I got a picture with him last time. He signed my albums. It was awesome. Got to meet his dad, you know. You'll never get that at XL. Good Lord. Unless you pay like $1,000 to be backstage. But who wants to do that? It's not worth it, man. You know, I'd rather have the small club, you know, the more personal. Because, like, when I was there, and even if we sat in the back, he's like right there. He's like 10 steps up. And I'm there, you know. I can see it. I can feel it. Because I'm right there. And what's cool is at the very end of the show, people want him to do this. I think he does it every time he comes. But he actually comes off the stage and they form a circle, and he stands in the middle, and he just plays and sings. And if you had that, you wouldn't have that at the XL. Good God, people be pushing, people just touch them, and and it, people are just, oh, it was a beautiful moment, because I was there, and everyone's around him, and he's just playing a slow, just deep song, and you could see it in people's body language. They felt that, and it's just, you can see people smile, because they understand. You'll never get that at a stadium. You'll never be that way. I mean, I guess some people could, but from my view, I couldn't do that. I mean, I like the personal, like right up close, only a few hundred people, and everybody's cool. Like, we had these people, like, they want a seat, and there's a table, it has 4 chairs. I mean, yeah, come and sit down. Who cares, you're all in the same place, so why not, so we let them sit at our table. It's cool, and super nice people. Yeah, it's you can't beat it, man. You can't beat it. Yeah, same thing goes with worship service. We could unplug, have no slides, and we could still have a great worship service. We don't need flair. God doesn't need flair. He doesn't he doesn't care what you have. It doesn't matter, because it's all material, and it could change at a moment's notice, and you would be just beside yourself because you know what to do. It's like if everyone was like without a cell phone, people go insane, but I wouldn't. Sure, whatever. We go back to how it was. I mean, all of us 90s kids have been there for the first 13 years. We didn't have a cell phone. Come on now, It's just stripped down is where it should be. That's where it makes an impact, where you can be in the audience and you feel that emotion. But that's my view. I always say that's my opinion. You guys, everybody has different opinions, but that's how I see it. I like the more personal, because I feel like I get more out of it. I understand more. I can go home, like this morning, it was great. I thought about it. I'm like, that was so great, and then you don't have to do anything till like 5 o'clock. You have the whole day ahead of you. Just relax. Think about life. Think about what you're gonna do today. What's gonna happen. Is it gonna snow? It just allows your mind to be free. And it's a beautiful feeling. And I wish that for everybody. I wish everyone could be at that point where we don't need to be first, we don't need to get there the fastest, we don't need it right away. And so many of us are there, brothers and sisters, so many of us are, and it's so sad to see. It's so sad, because we don't have to live that way. And you could tell people that, and they say, oh no, I have to, because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you can change it at any time. You're not locked in. That's the beauty of life. You can go anywhere you want. You can do whatever you want. It's like, but the law is just something written on a sheet of paper in the police station, It's not going to stop you. There's consequences to everything in life, good or bad. But don't think you're ever locked in a situation, It's like, oh, well, my job, change the hours. If they can't get the availability, go to another job, I mean, find what's best for you to make you comfortable. And seeing people rush, it makes me sad. It does. It makes me very sad for them, that they could change their lives easily, but they just don't see it. They think it's impossible to change. Nothing's impossible, brothers and sisters. We can all be as calm as me. It just takes time. It takes longer than some people. Everybody, you might be able to get there today and be like, oh, I feel great. I'm calm now. I understand. Some people, it takes time. It takes repetition, It's a lot of brain work. It's a lot of brain work for sure. And going through different situations in your day-to-day life, and how you perceive and how you handle it differently. But I wish that for people. I don't want to be first. I don't want to get this today. I don't want to get there the fastest. I don't want to be the smartest. I don't want to be the best engineer in the world. I don't want to, because it doesn't matter to me. I don't want to be in front of people. I don't want to be first because I'll think of all the people that were behind me. You know, that could have equal opportunity just as I am, and why am I here? You know, they have it just as much. You know, we should bring them up. You know, bring them up to first. You know, I don't want to be that person. You know, I don't want to be in front of people. I don't want to be over someone. I want to be with those people. I want to be with everybody. You know, I want to be on the same level as you guys. I don't want to be above you. I don't want to be, you know, because that's so unfair. It's so unfair of me and selfish of me to be first. You know, because we can all be first, and that doesn't mean being front of the line, you know, or getting there the quickest. That winning, to me, it doesn't matter how fast you get there. It's the journey, you know. It's the journey there, you know. And I have a thing on my fridge as a picture of a turtle. It says, "Speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward," and I take a lot from that. You know, I never rush. I'm always way ahead of my schedule. You know, I'm always at least an hour, half an hour before work. I get to work because I can just take it in. You know, get ready. Like, okay, I'm gonna go in. This might be crazy. You know, let's take some time now to just quiet ourselves. You know, clear our mind out. And the first time I did that, brothers and sisters, oh, it was amazing. This was way back when I first started meditation, and I was driving up to work, and I pull in, and I saw the bay, and it was, just a mess, you know, just shit everywhere. You know, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna suck, you know it's coming, you know, at this point, you know for sure. And I took my phone out, I went in the app, and I'm like, boom, took 10 minutes. And I just let that go. I said, you know what? It's okay. We're going to get through the day. You know, we're going to get through this. And I literally walked in there. I wasn't mad. I had no feelings of anger. I wasn't stressed. I laughed at it because it's so funny. You know, that we have so much stuff, you know. I changed my perspective. I changed it from stress and anger to like laughing, like, oh my God, this is a crazy, you know. And the whole day I was completely calm. Everything's overflowing, you know. It didn't matter. You know, everything was gonna be okay. You know, we get through it just like every day, you know. And that was good. But to end this, brothers and sisters, from my perspective, I don't want to be first. I don't want to be the smartest. I don't want to be the best engineer in my field. I don't want to get there the fastest or have everything right now. I don't want that. Because I don't want to get there before everybody else. Because if I was running a race, I'd be helping those that are struggling in the race. Because being first doesn't matter to me. If someone falls down, I'd be there to help them up. Say, come on, let's go, let's finish this thing. Because the prize doesn't matter. The prize to me is making sure that everybody gets across that finish line. That's what is important to me. Not if you're first or second or third or last. You know, it doesn't matter. You finished the race. You know, that is an accomplishment. Because there's a lot of people out there who couldn't even like get in the race. And like when I say race, it could be like a physical race or anything like in life, like getting to a certain point. You know, it's not about who gets there the fastest or who's the smartest or who's, you know, you go at your own speed. As long as you make it, as you finish that race, could be the quickest, could be the slowest, could trip up along the way, you know, you finish that. You know, you finish that race, brothers and sisters. I don't care what place. Throw that away. Throw it out the window. You finish it. There's no place anymore. There's only one goal, and that's to finish the race. So, don't think you have to always be first. You don't have to. You just have to get to where you want to go and at your speed and not have to rush and just... my mind's so free now, you know. It's just crazy that I've gotten to this point. It is outstanding, but you don't need to be first. You know, there is no first in my book. Being first is helping those who are struggling. You know, bringing those people in the back line to the front. Say, hey, come on up here. You know, they've been waiting so long. They made that a terrible day. Paying for someone in the drive-thru behind you, you know. This could be super simple, you know, but it makes a difference in people's lives. It does. When they say, oh my God, you're not just a greedy asshole who wants to be first. You know, you're a genuine, generous human being, you know, that cares about people more than themselves. And that's me, brothers and sisters. I care more about you guys, you know. I'll get through life. Don't worry about me, you know. God has a plan for me. I know he does. It's just I have to be patient, you know. I have to be patient with what path he's leading me down. You know, it's on his time. It's not on mine. So I care about you guys. You know, I want you guys, because I like giving people second chances, because that's how I live my life. That's why I care more about others than myself, because I've been through those hurdles. You know, I don't need to go through it again. And I've seen the struggles. I've seen the hardships I've went through, the broken hearts, the falling out, and the family splits, so much, you know, so much stuff. And my gift, being first in my book, is living your life, and you'll come across a person who's been through that situation, you know, that say, oh my, that was me, you know, that's me. You see yourself in that person, like, you know what, let's help them out, let's give them a second chance, come on, we can do this, you know. Because I was down in the depths, deep down, rock bottom, past that, you know. And I thought, you know what, I'm just giving up. Don't help me. You know, I did this to myself. I deserve to take the fall. Let me fall, you know. Don't help me up. I want to be down here. This is where I belong. But God didn't listen to me. He gave me a second chance every time. Every time I screwed up. Every time I got angry at someone, or I raised my voice towards another person, or I was selfish to somebody or greedy. And I said, I was so terrible to that person. I don't deserve that. He still forgave me, and he gave me a second chance. So that's why I'm on this earth. Brothers and sisters, I'm here to give others a second chance. Because I want everyone to feel what God gave me, even when I didn't deserve it. You know, I want to be that person for someone, because people say I'm looking for God, you know, I need to find God, but we are God, brothers and sisters. We all are God in certain circumstances, because we are made in his image. He's here. You know, the Lord is here, and he's been here the whole time. We've been searching for him, and he's here. He's us. He's inside of us. We become God to someone else. Paying for someone in line, I was helping them out. I could have been God to that person, you know, like, gosh, no one ever does that. You know, we are God, brothers and sisters. We are made in his image. So go out in the world and be God to somebody, you know, help somebody out. Talk someone through something that you know 100% what they're going through. Peace and love, brothers and sisters. Gosh, I just hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great end to your week. So, I'll see you next time.